This is the lecture notes which I have collected from the other sources. Collected from some other sources. See, they have given clear uh, notes from the for the first three chapters. Say one of the important steps, the introduction. Steps required for rapid prototyping. So everything we have discussed. In the introduction, they have given the ideas from the concept. We have to generate the 3D model. From 3D model, next step is tessellation. Tessellation means component is changed into standard language, standard tessellation language or triangulation language. Third step is slicing. So next we are going to have these particulars after slicing. It is the product will be generated, produced. Then it is going to be post process. That means cleaning of the component as well as removing of the supports. So all these things includes in this introduction part. That means again why we have what is the advantage of behind this additive manufacturing or rapid prototyping rather than the separative process. So separative manufacturing process, we are having wastage of the material and wastage of the mainly to minimize the wastage of the material. So we are going for additive manufacturing process. So all these things have been in introduction I have given. Just notes I am what is the content includes in this particular notes I am going to discuss now. So what is a prototype? Definition is given. Solid modeling. So prototype you know very well, that is model fabricated to pull out from your concept or idea. A model will be generated. That particular model is known as prototype. Solid modeling. Solid modeling, you know, 2D or 3D objects in an electronic format. They have given the small definition about this. And for rapid prototyping definition. These are all questions will be given in the university examination or examination. So definition rapid prototyping is a basically additive manufacturing process. It is also if it is includes only prototypes, so we call it as rapid prototype. Sometimes using rapid prototyping techniques, we are going to nowadays we are going to manufacture functional products also or functional goods. So in that context, we call it as additive manufacturing process. So in the initial process also I discussed this point. So use it to quickly fabricate a model of a part using 3D CAM data. So we are having data, 3D data, so that will be transferred or transformed. It is going to be transformed to a product output. So this is the question, that is need for compression in the product development. So what are the advantages or need? I mean, what is the need for this particular product development? To increase effective communication, to decrease the development time, cost mistakes, all these things. It includes every when we are going for the new method or new process or new techniques, definitely we must have some advantages. So what are the advantages we are going to have? What aspects we are going to minimize by using these particular product in the product development cycle. So product life cycle, we call it as PLC, product life cycle. Sometimes product development life cycle. To extend the product lifetime by adding necessary features and eliminating redundant features early in the design. So we are going to remove by using this particular in the product development, we are going to use CAD tools. That CAD tools, so eliminating redundant features, that means unnecessary features. We are going remove and additional features, that is shape. In the shape, whatever may be the required geometries, required shape, we are going to include. Trends in manufacturing industries emphasize the following. So how companies will think, what are the requirements for the companies? Trends in the manufacturing industries. So after this particular fourth year, you are going to work as a JE or junior engineer or assistant engineer or some JET, graduate engineer training. So in the some one of the manufacturing company. So there, what you how the companies will think about the, according to the customer requirement and demand for the product also. They will every time things to produce, if it is a process based industry or product development based industry. So every time they will think about the, they have to meet the functional requirement. Means how, how the customer is going to be use that product, that is functional requirement. And engineering requirement, that is strength wise, durability wise, that is regarding to the engineering or what we call property wise, we are going to see. But functional requirement is how the customer treat that product, say increasing the number of variants of the products. So these are all increasing product complexity. So these are all questions may be arised in your question paper. That's why just I want to recall once. You know all these things. I know. As per my sense, you are in the final year. You can understand easily. Point wise, they have given decrease in product lifetime before obsolescence. See, decrease in delivery time. Product development. Product development by rapid prototyping, by enabling by better communication. So by using rapid prototyping, we are going to communicate. Communicate means not by speaking. So we are going to have better models and better conveying of conveying to the customer, or we are showing the better geometric features, better strength. That is here engineering communication, not generally what we speak in English. That is not important. So how accurate you have produced, which process you have implemented, which material you have used. All these are communication, engineering communication related issues. So conventional machining. So what are the disadvantages? We discussed these points also. Conventional, traditional machining processes. So we are having 3 steps, that is pre-processing, post-processing, material for rapid prototyping. So in the pre-processing, what we are going to see, what we are going to perform, that is CAD model slicing and setting algorithms applied for rapid prototyping systems. So every CAD tools. So if you are able to learn that framing the algorithms, so definitely coding. What is nothing? That is not nothing but you are going to frame a coding. So you now CATIA, you are selecting different features or different constraints. You are going to give different constraints. That means restricting the degrees of freedoms or whatever may be. Say in the software, in the background, front end, you are going to model the component. In the back end, you are going to generate the algorithm for the engineering engineering knowledge. That is how it going to motion, how it going to move, translation, rotation, whatever may be, how it is going to move depends upon this particular algorithm. So you must be ready with the, you have to get some knowledge in making the algorithms also. So next, post processing, after completion of the product, you need to clean the product as well as remove the supports, removing the supports from the required component. That is also includes in this post processing. So materials required, already we discussed for various techniques, various materials will be suggested. So methodology. So I don't go in detail why, because all these things we have discussed, just overview of these particular notes. Methodology they have also given in stepwise: constructing CAD model, convert into STL format, machining process, STL, slicing layer of the model. First layer model is then lowered the thickness. I said that this point is very important. This point is very important, that initial layer of the, we are going to frame or we are going to produce the component layer by layer, you know that. But first initial layer must have high thickness. Later on, layer by layer, we are going to reduce the thickness of the layer. And that is the one of the important point to be remember when you are going to implement or process the additive manufacturing process. So process is repeated until completion of the model. That you know. So model and any supports removed. Surface of the model is finished and clean. So CAD model. How to develop the CAD model? So here the process begins with the generation CAD model. The object can be done one of the ways. That is conversion of an existing two-dimensional drawing, so 2D to 3D. So basically, previously the 2D drafting works, that is you have seen that is two-dimensional drawing for different small components, or you have practiced, I think so, or in your drawing sheet we are going to we are going to transform into three-dimensional parts. Importing point data into a CAD package. Whatever may be the data collected or according to the customer requirement, we are going to have a CAD package. So creating new part in various solid modeling packages, that you know, softwares, different softwares. Altering a existing CAD model. Always we will not go for the creating or generation of new models. So according to the feedback of the customer or feedback of the if any failures in the existing component, we will also check what are the lacking in the existing component. We are going to rectify, or we are going to modify the component features. So then always we will not change entire product designs. Where the problem arises, we are going to concentrate there. So either if it is if there is a requirement for adding the material sometimes, or if there is a requirement for the design changes, we are going to change the geometrical features sometimes, material sometimes. That depends upon that problem arises in the real time application. మనం వాడేటప్పుడు ఎప్పుడు మనకి ఎక్కడ ప్రాబ్లం వస్తుంది, స్ట్రెంత్ సరిపోవట్లేదా, లేదంటే ఫ్లెక్సిబుల్గా లేదా, కస్టమర్ ఫ్లెక్సిబిలిటీ లేదా అనేది చూసి according to the feedback of the customer, or geometric durability, if it is lacking in durability, we have to concentrate in that area, and we have to change the material sometimes. Weight ఎక్కువైపోయిందా, ఇట్లాంటివన్నీ కూడా we have to check thoroughly through R&D departments, research and development. So you are having design for manufacturing subject also, that the subject clearly gives this knowledge. Next, generation of STL file. So that is standard triangular language. Sometimes they will call it as standard tessellation language, standard triangulation language, or standard tessellation language. So here the CAD model is tessellated and converted into STL files that are required for RP process. So for machine will accept only the 3D printing machine or ready to rapid prototyping machine will accept the only 3D, STL language only. It is not going to accept original 3D model. That is, generally we are going to have initial graphic exchange system, IGS files. We are going to save in the CAD format, IGES, initial graphics exchange system. So that we are going to convert into the STL files. Approximation of features of 3D CAD model using series of triangles. What I have said is complete component you are going to divide into number of triangles. The STL file connects the surface of the model's array of the triangles consist of x, y, z coordinates of 3 vertices. So we are having vertices. For every triangle we are going to have the vertices. So x, y, z directions, the coordinates. The succeeding triangle will going to meet with the preceding triangle. So they are going to be in contact with each other. That see here as so every vertex is joined with the successive triangles. This is known as tessellation. So this is the complete outside surface of the component. So inside we are going to divide into number of triangles of the, and they are going to join at the vertices. Slicing the STL file. So slicing is nothing but slicing is defined as the creating contours of the sections of the geometry at various heights in the multiples of layer thickness. Means creating some contours. Contours means shape. Contours means some specific shape. We call it as contours, or like grooves, like some other shape, specific shape, or sometimes linear shapes. So here horizontal layers. In the horizontal layers, we are going to slice. Slicing means dividing into equal parts or some number of parts which is having similar geometric shapes. Once the STL file has been generated, original CAD data, the next step is to slice the object. So they have given clearly, this is the slicing. See, triangle from STL, slicing, that's dividing into equal halves. So this is having elliptical shape. Here also number of shapes, similar geometrical shapes. It may have some differences lengthwise, but similar geometrical rectangular surfaces. But thickness of the first layer must be in the printing. In the printing, first layer must have high thickness or more thickness. This is the shape and slicing. Slicing is performed here. Support structures. Manufacturing, post-processing, cleaning, history of the rapid prototyping system, techniques, when it was developed, which technique, what is the history of this particular things. So these are all questions will asked in the question paper. Most of the RP parts, applications of the rapid prototyping technique. So here, briefly they have given most of the RP parts are finished and touched before they are for their intended applications. So here they have classified briefly into 3 categories. One is design, that is engineering, analysis and planning. So third one is tooling and manufacturing. So in the, for example, a watch company, Titan or whatever may be, different watch companies, Fast Track, whatever may be. Titan itself, I think it is both are merged. So that company, we are having special course tool design. Tool design is a special for uh, is available in CITD, Central Institute of Tool Design. So you can carry that program also if you are really interested in that particular area. Tooling, అక్కడ నేను డైడ్ tools which are going to use for produce the products. So that is die design, mold designs, tool, which are going to use, multi single point cutting tools, multi point cutting tools, how they are going to be produced. How, what, in what extent, what are the requirements for the preparation of the tools. So everything. A wide range of industries can benefit from rapid prototyping. So all this includes, but are not limited to error. Say, most of the times we are not. It is not limited to error. First, it has been started with some commercial applications. Basic applications. Then later on, they have implemented for commercial applications, aerospace, biomedical, consumer. Classification. So detailed classification is given here. Generative manufacturing process. All these techniques. Material form. This is wire. This is multi. This is one or multi-component powder, and third one is foil type. So here these are the solid type of process, and it is the paste that is some have semi-solid state. It is pure liquid state. Gaseous is also there. Generative manufacturing process. So I don't want to discuss each technique. Techniques, instructions, how to start this technique. Working principle of SLA. In our syllabus, they have given that working principles, how they have built, and the parameters. That is, whatever may be the specifications, we call it as specifications, sometimes parameters. That is, what is the life, laser life to 2000 hours. Recoat material, what are the material for recoating, that is Jaffer. Minimum slice thickness, beam diameter, scan speed. So these are the parameters for SLA technique. Applications for specific technique. Advantages, disadvantages. Softwares. SLA and control setup software. It operates on SLA 250 and SLA 500 machines. So these are the names. SLA 250 and SLA 500 is the model name. It has got 3 packages: SLA View, Bridge Works, and SLA Slice. These are the 3 packages we are going to have. So Unix-based system, Unix-based software, and slicing and systems operation software. Next, Mastro, Unix-based software. MS Windows NT software. So I also may not have full-fledged knowledge regarding the softwares. So once you have entered with this particular techniques, then we may have a clear idea or a clear knowledge, full-fledged knowledge. Even we may have some creating some models, in other softwares. We may not have full in all softwares. Anyway, companies also, they won't use all kinds of softwares. Only they will select what is the compatible software for their product, what they are going to use, whether they are going to manufacture a phone, whether they are going to manufacture a metal based component, whether they are going to manufacture with a polymer based component. they are going to I mean surface or sometimes surface modeling software, sometimes solid modeling softwares. So that depends upon the application. They are going to suggest what are the requirements are needed for them. Build materials used. So for product building, build means here not a constructive building. So here product build materials. So that is epoxy resin, arsenate arsenate resin. So epoxy resin has the better mechanical properties, less hazardous, and require large exposure time for curing. So if you say uh, resins nowadays you can say laminated sheets, plywood sheets, plywood, you can say laminate number of laminates are placed one by one, one by one. If you see, if you observe the plywood, so you can have different designs. How they are going to have these particular designs means sometimes they are going to use resins. So if you see in online also, a lot of new designs are available in the so when you are going to cut the tree, so generally we are not going to have specific shape. So some resins is they are going to add, they will bring beautiness to that particular wood. So that is different thing. So here this particular technique, build materials are used. Here SLA hardware, what are the physical settings required, for the particular SLA stereolithography technique operations. Everything we discussed, that's why I have just, I am scrolling down, but content, the applications for SLA. Investment casting, wind tunnel modeling, tooling, injection mold tools. So these are the different questionnaire types of questions we may expect in the examinations from the liquid based rapid prototyping technique, that is SLA technique. Selective laser centering, as per their this is available in notes in online also. And I have not prepared this notes, just if this may, as per my knowledge, it is very easy to understand. Selective laser centering. So take the syllabus copy for this subject and learn technique. There will be variations. Selective laser centering, about this introduction is given. This is the rapid prototyping technique. For why we have to use the purpose See, this is the purpose given clearly to decrease the time and cost for the design for the product cycle. So completely whatever may be the initial from initial stage to the final stage. Initially raw material from the supplying or feeding of the raw material to the product development. That is the end stage. Final. I mean, the finally cleaning process also involves in the product life cycle. So it can use wide variety of materials. So why they have got, so behind there are one previous techniques. Why we have to go for exclusively for this technique? They have clearly demonstrated or gives the data information about this particular usage of SLS technique. So advantages, disadvantages. Next, this is solid based rapid prototyping technique, FTM. This is supplied in the form of wire, through the drive wheels, like our MIG welding, But here, a liquidifier they will. Have you seen MIG welding machine in the AC? Have you seen MIG welding machine in Siemens lab? Any one of you, unmute yourself. Students. Three 43. Are you there? 43. Unmute yourself. Have you seen welding, MIG welding, metal inert gas welding process in Siemens lab? Hello? Forty-three. Any other? Any other student? $93. $93. Who is that 93? Hello. Valukula Ramya Sri Lekha. Are you there? Hello. 94. Nagabhushnam. Respond. You have to respond. So anyway, my duty is to give you knowledge. In FDM techniques, extrusion heads is required, as you know, from the extrusion heads. This is the extrusion based rapid prototyping technique. Consists of dry blocks and heating chambers. So about dry blocks, they have given clear information to supply. These are the raw material feeding mechanisms. That is material supplying. These particular dry blocks are used for the material supplying, mounted on the back of the head. So these are the computer controlled, capable of precision loading and unloading of the filament. So for the material handling equipment, material supplying. So these wheels have a plastic and rubber thread approximately 0.07 inches apart, turn opposite to another. So they have given with dimensions also. So go through it, and heating chambers. So for the wire diagram, it is going to be directly. It is not going to be produced. It is not going to use. It is not going to be used as a to produce a product. So definitely liquidifiers is liquidifier. In that liquidifier, so we are going to have this heating chamber. So what are the tips required? If I read every step, the class will not be concluded. But most of the things I have discussed. FDM operation, in that they have given 4 steps, similar to the previous CAD file preparation. Part size, that is component size, orientation and positioning, how to, at a different angles, at what angle we are going to place this particular building component, and slicing. Build parameters. So what this particular sets they have given, sets sets contain all kind of build instructions for a selective set of curves in the part. So what contours, a specific contours or specific curvatures, if it is there in your product, what you are going to produce, that to be you have to you have to have knowledge before producing a part. So build parameters, you have to get knowledge for the build parameters. Sets allow a part to be built with several different settings. So according to your requirement, you have to change your settings. So one set may be used for supporting structure of the part, one for part face, another for thickness section of the part. So we are having different sets and for the different purposes. One is used for the supporting structure, and other one is part face, that is what we call it as elevation or front side of the component. Front side of the component. So next, still any other for exposed surface of the part, that is any outer surfaces. Exposed surfaces means here outer surface of the part. Next, road width. Road width is the width of the ribbon of molten metal extruded from the tip. So that is the width of the molten metal material. Fill spacing, creating and output roads. So once you have going to read, you are going to have knowledge, and it can be easily understand. So even anything you are going to have doubts, ask me after reading this particular notes. It is also available in online. I have not prepared this. Applications of this particular FDM technique. Advantages, disadvantages, and see here material properties. So we are going to use these materials, that is ABD, AD, AB, DP 400, that is having tensile strength, tensile modulus, flexural strength, flexural modulus. So what is the other name for flexural strength? Any one of you? Flexural strength. Flexural strength. Unmute yourself. Flexural strength. Unmute yourself. Yugandhar? Yugandhar? Yugandhar, unmute yourself. 13. Yugandhar, are you there? $35. $74. Venkatesh? Venkatesh? $74. Your response is required. If we are not going to respond, your attendance will not be considered. 74. So you are ready to eliminate from the participant list. See, flexural strength means bending strength, bending related. That is, if we are going to apply a transverse load, we are going to have, to bear the component, it is going to have flexural strength or bending strength. So bending modulus, last one. So all this in the values they have given. So questionnaire for FDM technique and SLS and FDM. They have given for 2 methods. We are having totally 14 questions. Next, solid ground clearing. This is also a liquid based rapid prototyping technique. So go through these particular notes. Just now I will forward to you. If you have any doubts, you can ask. Okay, let me end the session.